Welcome back to another stream, another day, another stream. We're gonna try to get this done. Let's start the timer again. Thank you very much if you've been looking at these streams. You know, hopefully you've learned something throughout these three streams. I certainly learned a lot. Let's put it that way. I have learned a lot. But let's just jump into this because I'm trying to get off here at least 9 later. So it's saying that 4 minute. Let me jump in and update that script. Anyways, hopefully you guys are doing well. Whoever catches this on the flip. Not many people viewing the live, but you know, these are like evergreen content, you know, so I know people are going to eventually look at them. So let's reset timer and close it. All right, so let's jump into this. We are all the way down here, and there are some things that I said I was not gonna do, but whatever. Let's probably just get the entire page completed. So I start off by duplicating this section here and get it done. Get comfortable as well. I'm only upset I didn't get myself some tea. It's going to take me a little bit to do that though, so I might just do that after the fact. All right, duplicate and put this down almost to the end here. Let's see where it falls. Yep, fell at the right spots. So they have like a little collage of food, a little collection, drinks, food, blah, blah, blah. We could just like snip this out. I also have my snipping tool working now. So let's see if it works. Let's see. There it is. Look at that. So now you get to see how I snip, and you also get to see how I edit my images. So on and so forth. Actually, no, let's re-snip that. So the snipping tool, this thing is like the god at the moment for copying pages. I'm here myself. Why? Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. There's a monitor on my microphone. Let's make sure there's no echo though. So let's do this. Who's that? Good night, Sonny. I'm streaming, guy. I can't. I'll see you later. Good night, sir. See you later. All right, so let's discover what is playing back my voice. Oh, I see it. It's the voice. It's the voice changer app that was doing that. But regardless, I didn't bring up YouTube, so I need to see that too. A couple things I didn't do. Trying to rush into it. So go live. I'm gonna go say bye to the guy. Good night to the guy as well. He came down here, but I don't usually put him on stream, so I'll say good night to him, and then we're gonna restart the time because I'm not gonna cheat myself all the time. No, I'm gonna let the times keep running. But so let's just snip this real quick. I'll tell him good night, and I'll come back. So create a new. We did cheat this system though. I remember creating 2 separate things. So we copy this out. Once we copy this out, then we go into Figma with it. But Give me a second. I'll be back. Let me say goodnight to the guy. Hey, welcome to the ends. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? We're gonna have to give you like a trophy, or maybe do a collab. Michael Bojo, because you're always coming through the ends. Thank you very much for joining, though. Trying to wrap this up. Hopefully you had a wonderful day, however you spent it. We're trying to wrap up this website tonight. I've already lost like 6 minutes though, but let me try to get to this. All right, so I created an image similar to this. So we just need to replace. See, I like to keep them organized in one spot so I can find them, but it's not here. I can tell. So my question is, oh, here is where we created it. So let's pull these. Let's pull them over here so we keep a group. And what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to break up this big old zone into parts, man, and start like putting all my private stuff over to the other side and all that stuff as well. Some of this stuff is just not meant for the public. So one thing I didn't do was saving this, so let's do that. Let's save this out. Not even naming them, honestly. And let's drag this into this. Actually, I don't actually need to do that. So this right here, we just need to replace it with this one. All right, and it's that easy. Actually, it's the reversal, so this should be over here. I think there's a way how to do that. Like if you do something like this. It's just the usefulness of it. But the thing is, I don't know if I'll be able to get it this way, but you can also transform this, and if I can find it. Flip horizontally, maybe. That works. And then I can let's adjust this picture a little bit. No, not adjusting the picture. Let's go here and do crop. All right. No, still not doing the right thing. Image, it's at full. Fit. Crop. Why is it not changing size? It's moving. That moves. Something odd here. I don't know what's going on with it necessarily, but I just need it to work. That's all I really care about. I'll leave it like that. And then I can download this. Gotta see what the size is though before I decide to. It's 724 kilobytes, so it should be good. We're trying to finish tonight. I have 50 minutes, so it'd be nice to be done with this website. I'm kind of getting tired of it. No, I'm kidding. It's lost. It's lost its though. There's more that needs. This is the landing page. There's more that needs to be done, and I want to show you what needs to be done here. There is more that needs to be done. You know, and because I'm doing the same thing over and over, I feel like it's kind of in a loop at the moment. But there's so much that could be done, you know, but we just have to get there. It's kind of the phases we're going through. There's the actually developing functions into the website, like, you know, creating links to different pages, so on and so forth. And we haven't really got there yet. We haven't really got there yet. I could repurpose this. I think, I don't know if how this has been set. Yeah, so this is to the left. So let's zero that out. I kind of did this. That's 0. It's gonna go. Oh, actually, that's the top. But we can always do. How do I want to do this? No, that's not how we want to do that. So there's several ways I could actually do this. But what I will do, just for the sake of now, and I can't be bothered, is see that I can use this, and I can probably put it 500, maybe 1,000, maybe 700. We just have to guess some numbers until it goes over to where I want it. 600 maybe. 650. All right, and that's that. There is a button in this one though, down here. So I'll do that as well. Copy this button out. And honestly, it should have been done like this, but that's not the case, right? Again, I wouldn't tell you to do it this way because it's like in the mobile version, it might become very problematic and we might not even be able to use it. But for the purpose of this, that's just how it's going to be. But it's really not, I wouldn't recommend doing it that way unless you kind of know how to like if you don't want to give yourself more work, put it that way. So if you want on the mobile version, you can reuse this thing. Don't do it like you see me doing it here. Let's get our Google Doc. Start up. Let's put that over. Let's put this over here. And I'm gonna copy and paste this information now. A lot of copy and paste. Look at this thing, man. Everywhere you see how did they not see that this is a problem? It's becoming like a trend for all of their paragraphs. But whatever. I should probably go to them and say, and like fix up their website and go to them and be like, would you like me to do it this way? And give them like a good price. See if they'll let me redesign it. They'll be like, no, but our website is fine, which it is fine actually. I'll be able to win them over like that. Unless I show them real problems now, like this is a problem right here. But their website is pretty functional. It's heavy though, but it has a lot of functionality built into it. Like even the fact that you can just order on their website, they're not using a third party for ordering. It's nice. I like to see when I actually really like to see when people do that versus like sending you to DoorDash and you don't even know sometime when you're sent to DoorDash, you think that you're still on their website, you know? But when people actually use their website for what it should be used for, because they paid for it, and you're like have a whole checkout on your website. I mean, it's easier to just go through DoorDash, and it's just I don't know. I feel like if you build a website, just what if DoorDash decides to shut down? You know, it's the question. Then you don't have that checkout. Don't let anybody control your business once you have a website. Just put everything through your website is my opinion. And get away from get cater and info. And get away from the third parties, huh? I mean, the only one I do suggest is like if you're using YouTube, like definitely use YouTube for videos, because once you start hosting videos, I could probably make it better, yeah. I could try to make it better, right? No, I definitely could. There's a lot of things I could do different. Like I like all the colorful food, but I think they could make it a little bit. There was one website I found. I might be able to share it with you another time. Let's not get into it because I can get carried away. All right, that section is done. But yeah, I mean, it's always a little change you can make to your thing. Make your thing just go. People see it and they fall in love. Because look, there are a lot of duplicates. Like another duplicate here. It's the same things. It's the same things, you know. I can literally duplicate this. This section right here. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And then we're just gonna move it. Move this container. Move it down here. I don't think their image on their page is this big, but we can always change that up. What did we use to control it? This. And we said we didn't want to do that way, right? See, once you start touching things up. The undo on this is really becoming problematic though. It's really becoming problematic because sometimes it just doesn't work. And I really don't like that. I really don't like that. There's a lot more smaller. And there's many ways you could shrink images as well. Like I could put this back to size. Like I could make it a little bit more close. And then it's gonna try to expand the image, but I can also like add a padding around this, I believe. But in this case, make sure you keep it locked because you're gonna make sure that all of them are padded. And you can start doing them. You know, you could do that. Oh no, actually it's the one thing that's doing it. It's and then what the pad does, add pads around just imagine something getting padded on. So it's shrinking what's in the middle, right? It's shrinking what's in the middle. So let's do that and then do like 100. You see, it works the same. There's many ways to do different things, or many ways to do this to do similar things is the proper way. And here we can probably bring this down a little bit more. That looks a little better. I think so. And then I wanted it to be more over to the left, but I'm not even gonna stress it that much. We could stress it. We could just fix it the right way. So I put the, oh, I see. But now I can put a pad or a margin on the image itself over to the left side, I think. But the margin, even the margin is shrinking it down too, which is not good. That's something that I didn't expect. That's something I didn't expect. And then let's see what this does. Yeah, both of them are kind of having the same effect. But regardless, let's move along. I'm not going to get stuck on that. So that's that. I think I was going to duplicate a section from under the drinks because it's similar. So this is a section, I think, but look like I may have undone and got rid of the, let's see where it sits first. And honestly, these things need to be a little bit more closer. So like this entire, what are these in? They're just hanging out, huh? All right, we need to put this in the container as well. Yeah, nothing is going to be hanging out now. Once I learn this container, I kind of actually like the container now because I know it controls everything within it and it doesn't affect other things outside of it. So I think I'm kind of in love with it at this moment. So we select the container, and then once I shrink this, let's see what we shrink this one to, because I shrink this one as well to 89. Let's make it 85, and then we'll do the same thing for this because we want them to be the same. Let's do the same for this container, 85. All right, that looks good. And then now I see I just have to adjust this a little bit. So I know I added padding on all four corners of it. Ooh. I need to be able to shift this over. So 100, 100. I may have to put someone more on the right. So let's put maybe 150 on the right and see what it does. 150. It pushed it over some more. Maybe 200. How about 300? 300 made it too small. 250. I think 200 was alright actually. There we go. See, they are aligned. All right, that looks good. So duplicate it now, like it's all set up, and then I'm gonna duplicate it now because it's gonna be the same setup for the one below. So how did your day go, my cup of Joe? How did your day go? Today wasn't too hot in New York. 69 degrees. But overall, the week has been nice. Monday was rainy, and then from Tuesday to now, we haven't really got a lot of rain. Today was a little bit iffy though. Wanted to rain. But it dried up after a while. It dried up after a while. Let's snip this. All right, all right, all right. I noticed my stream. You see how things look a little squished? The proportion is a little off on this, on that thing, but it actually isn't proportioned in that way. All right, we're gonna swap this picture out. Let's save this though. Save that image. Save. And swap this image out. Close on computer. Let's go back into our TikTok folder, and it's gonna be this one. There's a bunch of things I want to start doing on the channel though, and as we do more, you know, I feel like I'm gonna, because I want to use this as a, you say your day was good, just work, and then a work event after. That's good. Always, you know what I miss, because I will tell you though, I am a remote worker, and I can tell you that I really miss the ability to kind of have coworkers. It sounds good when you hear remote work, and it's nothing to be ungrateful about. I would never say I would never ever tell anyone that I'm not grateful for having that opportunity, because it's given me, you know, it gives you flexibility. You can work later, but typically I try to stick to when people are at work, you know, 8 to 5 or 8 to 4:30. But you know, if I wanted to jump on tonight and started working earlier to get things out of the way, so I have maybe a shorter day tomorrow, which never really do that either, because I don't like waking up too early. Gives you that flexibility. But one thing I can say though is that just being around people, it has its importance. You know, once you don't have people around for a long period, you find yourself starting to isolate yourself a lot more. So like for me now, I like being alone. Could be a part of my personality as well, because I'm kind of the introvert. But like growing up, I never really thought of myself as an introvert. But I will tell you though, as I got older, I noticed, and more so now that I have this job, I've noticed it even more. So it's good when you can, the message is that it's good when you can hang out with people you work with. I know you guys might think it's not great when you do see everyone every day, but it's good. And then to even work in the office where you can so like for me, if I have a question, a lot of times I'll I'll use a lot of AI to answer questions. And we do use AI. I use AI not to do my job, but as a tool, as always, because it's so useful. There's some questions that I need quick answers, and sometimes I wish I could like throw those questions at someone and they could help me figure it out. We could figure it out together. That's the thing I miss, you know, figuring things out together as co-workers. All right, so let's slap that in there. All right, cool. And then we just have to update this message here. And where's my thing? Let's put it back in our Google Docs. And that's a good thing about using WordPress as well. So you know, we can always copy and paste things in. It's like you don't really, so you can actually prepare your content out of WordPress, and then as you build your website, you're bringing in, you're copying and pasting these things. So you know, a lot of times, like if you have a website that you're doing for someone, you can easily say, hey, just send over a Word doc or whatever you have, you know, and you can just use the information, that the wrong thing, that they provide to just put it in here, you know? And I mean, that kind of stuff helps to speed up your workflow. So one thing you really want to think about if you're looking for a website is that you need a lot of content. It's more content you give someone who's helping you develop this website, the easier it is for them to develop the website. And I think I would say it's cheaper as well, because I mean, if I were to build a website for someone and they'll come to you and be like, you know, I need everything. A lot of times you'd be like, what do you mean by everything? Like, I need everything. You have no content? No, I need everything. And you're like, damn. It's good, but it's also, it just means that you're gonna have to put in the work. So while it'll take you, it could take me a day to develop a website fully, or a couple hours in a day, maybe about 6 hours. Like a website like this, well, a website like this probably not in a day because it has all of those extra things. But for at least a landing page I could develop, we were at what, this is going to be your 5th hour into the thing. But I guess if you think about gathering stuff and then putting the website together, maybe about 7-8 hours. We're gonna time ourselves one day and see if we can build a single page website in like a 2-hour stream. I can get that done, certainly. All right, so that section is done. You have this little red section, that's easy. We're gonna just plop it the same way they have it. No love. We're not showing it no love. Let's just add it though. And flexbox, let's do whatever. I don't understand what the arrows mean. I need to understand what those arrows mean too while I'm using them. And then we're gonna actually just plop what we have here. We're gonna change the color to red. They're using some sort of red background here. See what the red is. All right, cool. It's actually the same as this color, so we're just gonna pull color from the button and use it here. All right, then once you get that, we're gonna give it a minimum height of maybe about 450 for now. Let's see what 450 looks like. Probably a little too big. It's all right. And then I'm gonna copy this in. But before we do that, remember we're using containers, right? We learned about the good old containers. Love them. I'm in love with them now, actually. You can't make anything without containers. Let's duplicate that. And here. They have something like a list here going on. We could try to see if I copy and paste it into the text, if it'll do it. I don't know if it will though. I don't know if it will, but anyways, copy this out as well. No, duplicate is what I'm looking for. And we're gonna shrink up that too, and then I can duplicate this. And remember, you can always create as many containers as well. So if you wanted to control each in its own way, that's the way. Create container and container. Let's get this, and we're gonna see if I paste it in like this, if it does those break. All right, I'm gonna try it now. It's the first thing I'm gonna try. See if we can get away with it easy. There are some functionality built in here. I don't like the spacing. But let's see if I can text color, text up. We can actually adjust the spacing here, see? So we'll put the space into 2. Let's see what 5 looks like. 5 looks good. All right, so it worked. And then for this one over here, just need to grab the information from this as well. And I'll put it here. In our Word. I just pulled it from my Word doc. I know you didn't see. No, you didn't see. I'm just letting you know, guys, who are watching or who will watch, that I just pulled it from my Word doc. Or not Word doc, Google Doc. And it worked. It worked with everything that I pulled. The copy and paste worked. So here, delete. All right. One may ask, is it easier to type or is it easier to type or to copy and paste? Oh, I copied the wrong thing. Visit us today. The problem is if I did this, this is the problem I'm getting. Oh, actually it works. So we didn't have to create it was giving me a thing where it was copying like it was copying everything, like the style and everything. And I didn't like that. Here we go again with these things. And then now for this, we're just gonna shrink it down a bit. It's too wide. Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. What's going on here? What's going on? Oh, these wanted to fit on their own. But I want them in the container is what's gonna happen. So put them in that container. We want everything in our container. Container. And then now, this didn't go in there, you know. All right, now it's in there. And then now we can adjust the container width. Does it look like theirs? Yeah. Oops, almost closed my page. Yep, that looks good. Looks somewhat like theirs, right? Right, cool. They have this little icon too. We can even copy this out. Watch. Where did they have it? At the end of visit now? And let's see if it works. It should. Yeah, it works. All right, so easy peasy lemon squeezy. The only thing we just need a little bit of spacing up top here, so we gotta give this a little space. Above here, maybe about. I love starting with 50. Let's zero that out. I love starting with 50 and see where 50 takes me. 50 is a little too much in this case. Let's do 25. How does the bottom look? It's fine for now. I think we're gonna work with that. That's an ugly little area on their website anyways. Now this part might take a little bit of work. They look like they're using a review function. So it's okay, so go back to chat. So you said, I get it. I love being home, but sometimes you need that. Yeah, you do need that camaraderie. Yeah. I can't tell you I don't want a camaraderie. I can't tell you that I don't miss. I can't tell you that I don't miss it. It's the truth. I would be lying if I said I did not miss having people around. Maybe not every day. Let's put it this way: if I had an office where I could separate myself and then I could come out when I wanted to, I'd be all right. But it's also very convenient. Even though with the price of gas, it works out very. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And I can't tell you how much that is. Like, you know, there's no. That's why I never speak poorly about my workplace. It's like every workplace with challenges, you know, but like, you know, knowing where I'm coming from, I'm just glad I've gotten that opportunity. There is nothing that I will say poorly. And you know what it is? There are times when we feel like we have to speak poorly about our companies that we work for. And I understand that too. I understand from that perspective. I'm not gonna act like I don't. But There's always worse. You think your situation is bad, there is always worse. That's something I learned in my recent incident, you know, and that I haven't really spoken about here, and I don't think I'm ready to really talk about it yet and share it. But put it this way, I've had a life-changing incident that happened last year, and yeah, it's something that will change my life forever till I die. And people say, but you know, it'll be all right. You know, things will be better. It's not true. It's I think in my situation is understanding my limitation, accepting those limitations, and trying to work. I wouldn't say around them, but try to make the best of what I can still do. There's no working around my situation. My situation is what it is, and that's understandable. But learning how to work within my limitations. So, and sometimes trying to stretch those limitations, because then your limitations might be this big, but if you could try to like stretch it a little bit. So like people with one leg, for example, like you would think they shouldn't be running, but then they stretch your limitation a little bit. They get prosthetic legs and they're competing in Olympics, right? You stretch your limitations. So yes, I'm not limited by my situation, but I understand what it is. And then I say, okay, let me see if I can push a little bit and see what I can get out of it. But you have to understand and accept your situation. That's the whole story. But yeah, big part of it is just I'm grateful for where I am in life. Things could be different because there's always worse. I've seen worse. Put it that way. So that's why I know. So yeah, I'm grateful. Yeah, even the opportunity to be here and to just chill. And if anyone sees this, sometimes it's like a blessing to them, right? Like you say, I hope everything is okay. Life is always throwing curveballs at you, and that you have to duck and dodge. Yeah, yeah. Life is interesting. Life is very interesting. And a lot of times you think that again, you'll always think things are bad. Like I can't tell you how a lot of times we just think things are like, oh, that's so messed up. And 100% behind that. I understand. It's it sucks to think that people don't understand, but while we understand what you're going through, take the time to look what someone else is going through. And I think one thing, and I don't want to go on and on about this too, one thing I did see recently is like I was watching a lot of Michael Jackson videos. Michael Jackson was an interesting character though. Can we change the background of this? We can do the text, we can do text shadow. I don't know if we can change the background of this. I don't know. Look at this. I'm gonna be a little creative here. It might work, it might not work. Let's see though. But yeah, I was watching Michael Jackson. I was watching a few Michael Jackson video the other day. And like I looked at I don't remember which video it was. But he was showing like they're like people starving. And you know, people always make this statement about about people like it's not like you're starving like you're in Africa, and the people make jokes of that, but those things were real. Like that was a reality back in the 80s, yo. People were starving. People were hungry because they couldn't. They just people are dying. People are dying for hunger. Like those things were a reality. And nowadays we complain about things that to me I'm like, is that even worth complaining about? Like all of that. Like we have it good. We have it good. It looked like it will work, people, by the way. It's just so you know, I'm back on this. This looks like it will work. So what I'll do is I'll edit this one first before we get anywhere. So it's gonna be, this background has to be a bit more darker, I think. Oh, actually, this is gonna be a black background. The let's hopefully we can, if we can do the background on each of these. Negative. We can't. Actually, we can. Can we? Oh, if I change, it's not gonna look like individual ones though. It's not gonna look like individual ones. There's another way I can do it. But the problem is, if you change, I can't change these individually, the group. Because I could probably give the group a background color, right? If I give them a background color, it's just gonna look like one though. Let's try. See? This looks like one black background. We can give it a border color of gray, of the same color, gray. Let me see if I can. It's not really the right thing to do. I'll tell you that. What I'm trying to do here is not really the right thing to do. I'll tell you that ahead of time. Don't do this. Like there's other ways to do it. There's a right way to do it. So I'll get this color out of here. Because I don't know how functional this is gonna be like on a it might be functional on a cell phone app, but I don't know how functional. So we're gonna do add a border here. Once you add a border, it's gonna allow you to, I think it's gonna allow you to border radius, border type, make it solid. And then we're gonna add the color for the border here. And then we're gonna increase the border width. Oh, it doesn't work. Because again, it's still just one thing. Ah, bummer. That's not good. So maybe what I'll do is create here and then do 3. I think with these now, what it does, they create the individual containers. So I should be able to edit it. Let's make sure. Let's make sure. Man in the Mirror. There we go, man. That song is so sad. Man in the Mirror is so freaking sad. Like, you talk about hunger and stuff, like it's just, I watched it so many times the other day. Like I was sometime last week, I was just going over, watching it over and over, and I'm like this was a reality. You know, we talk about times are bad now. Like I'm telling you this, it's bad in some sense, but war. Just imagine back then we used to use nuclear as weapon, man. Nobody here was born. I don't know if nobody's alive that was born. Well, probably. I don't know. When we had nuclear wars, when people used to drop nuke, when we used to drop nuke on countries and vice versa, they said like that. That is a horror story, and we've never experienced that. That knock on wood, it's just like if you think about it, it could be way worse, But I guess as human beings, one thing we do is forget. Do is forget. We forget easy. We forget very, very, very easy. That's the biggest problem that we have. We never remember, and as time goes by, we forget how bad things were. All right, I'm gonna try to see, because the problem is they're joined up. If I can separate them with like let's see though, might be able to use two things to separate them. Maybe a padding 20, but it's affecting everybody. I'm surprised there's no space. There's no option to space these out. Oh, gap. Here it is. Let me see something. You could gap column and row. So let me see something. 50. But I don't see no gap coming though. Still one. That's I got excited for no reason. It would be the column that I'm trying to gap though. So 0. Let's go back to 0 and then on link gaps and go maybe 100. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So this is where we kind of get stuck at times and we have to figure out, because I could put this in there. It's not going to look like theirs though. Or I could create them, but then that wouldn't make any sense, right? That wouldn't make any sense, because the thing is, you want to use a testimonial because it helps in the background. As people add testimonials, they update. So how many times do we have? 8 minutes. I mean, I could do this. How many is there? There's 4. We want to add 3. So if I were to move this over, I'm not gonna, actually can't do that. If I were to make this transparent, this one transparent, right? Make that transparent. And then let's say we shrunk this up to, let's say, whatever we wanted our gap to be. Maybe, I don't know. What's it shrunk up to? Not that small, maybe about 10. No, 10 is, it look like it might be too big. 2. And then we use this one. And then we put we make that one black. And that works. You have that gap. And then what I'll do is I'll duplicate this one. It's just a workaround. It's not ideal, but I don't want to sit here all night trying to figure it out. I also need to figure out why it's not giving me, because there should be more than one of these types of testimonial thing. And then this one's gonna be black. Well, that's the workaround for now. Temporary fix. I'm gonna use this site as an example site, so we're gonna develop this site. And as we develop this site, I'm gonna show you different ways of how to do things. The problem is now, I don't know if I could put a container above this. Yeah, because these technically are containers. And I don't know if I can add these to this. Let's see if it'll work. It won't work. So that within itself is problematic as well. Undo. Oh God. All right, there we go. So the next thing would be to get this gray. So even that's a little, and if you notice, it's not even centered. So I would have to add maybe something else to the side. I don't like this this method that I'm using to solve this. Hmm. Let's try again from scratch though. Let's see. Because with the Flexbox, it should allow us to create space between each though. It should allow us to create space between each. You know? Because then what is this gap if it's not allowing me to do it? It's a bit odd. Yeah, I'm missing something there. I gotta figure this out. Now I'm stuck in my head. Let's try that again. Let's try making these black first. I got 3 minutes to figure it out. 3 minutes. 3 minutes to figure it out. I guess we won't finish the website tonight. Let's make that black too. And then when I watch this video, I'm gonna say to myself, why did you overthink that? So let's select it. Yeah, it doesn't work. Oh, there's additional options down here. What is this? No. Oh, you can actually change them from containers to really to flex boxes. I didn't even know that. It's kind of nice to know. So I really don't have to select. I can always change it back to the flex box and vice versa. Yeah, this I don't know how to get the gap between this. And again, if I add I don't know if I add margins, that won't work. That won't work. 0. And if I add if I pull this one to the right, it won't work. Let's try. Let's create a left margin. What if I put, because now the only problem I see with this is, all right, so let's delete them. So that works. But oh, remember we can change them to group. All right, stop being so silly. When I change them from Flexbox to grid, what happens? It gives me too many grids. All right, so let's not do that. How much time I have left? Jesus, 58 seconds, huh? 58 seconds. We got stuck on this. Let me try this method. But the problem we had with this is that while they're separated, okay, look at this. Look at this. This technically should work. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Oh, God. And if I change the background for this, it's going to do it across everything because it's all one, but they're all in like different, so it'll do that. But with this one now, like there's no way how to separate them. I don't know if the gaps work here. The gaps work, but thinking again. My time is up. Yeah, time ended. Timer ended. And I'm not gonna stay much longer either because I gotta work tomorrow. But I'm trying to think of a way. And if we did, what happens if you put more than one container in this container? Does it keep on just doing container, but it never goes beside? Let's try to see something here. If it goes beside, then it should be able to work. Yeah, it will only go inside. It won't go next to. It's annoying. That's annoying. And then if I did it this way, these, I don't think I can get these to go inside. So I'll have a container within a container. All right, so this might be the way. So we would do this into the gray. All of these, we would do them into gray. I don't know if I can select all and then change their color. Well, it won't work like that. So we do this like so. Oops. The problem with this though, once it turned into like I don't think it would matter honestly, because in the mobile version then we would just do a different design. It's not necessarily worry about the mobile version now. I'll figure a way how to get this to work right, but for now I kind of want to temporary fix, and then we'll turn this into just to make it look good on the desktop. We turn this into black. We duplicate this. Actually, before we duplicate, let's remove one of these. It's 3. And we can drag this, put that there. Before we even start moving this around, let's think these are rounded. Border, we've been using 30. All right, and then we can duplicate it now. Into this one, same thing. And then we're gonna get our testimonials and then put them in there one at a time. But one thing we need to do here is make this full width. It's too close up. Oh, but it's doing it individually, yeah. So this maybe, and then go center. Okay, it doesn't have center. It doesn't justify in the middle. It's justify. Okay, whatever. And because I can always bring this down, and then we can edit this to, what is that, white. We change this style to text style to white. All right, and then name to white as well. And then title, you can get rid of that shit actually. Oh, forget about it. Forget I say the S word. But we can get rid of this. That doesn't have to be in there. And whoa, there's no stars. There's no stars. Yeah, this one doesn't have stars, so I think that looks somewhat decent. Somewhat decent. Where are we going? And then right now we just kind of duplicate these. It's not exactly the same, but it's fine. Because then we don't have the stars. I don't even know if we didn't have like a rating stars. And so what I'll do is next time I jump on, I'll definitely look into see if there's any better one. This should be able to justify like so too. Wow, it's doing it one at a time. Come on, guys. Oh, it's just the one, yeah. Wait, there should be, oh, it's these big ones. And I'm gonna have to do them one at a time. And here. And then the stupid thing I'm gonna have to do, I'm just gonna have to put the radius on one side of this. It's not ideal. I'll let you know that it's this right there is not ideal. It's not ideal. So it's right side, put 40. I think there's a little bit more round, right? No, that looks about right. And right, and then I'll have to do it on this side. It's a little silly. This is a little silly. I'll let you know. This even if it work on the desktop, it will never work. It would never work on the it will never work on the mobile. Let's see what the mobile looks like. I'm curious to see what the mobile looks like. Curious. It sort of looks like it though, right? Sorta. Sorta. This would never work in let's see. I'm curious. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, it's fine, but we just round them up individually. It'll be fine, actually. It'll be fine. It'll be fine on the mobile as well. And then what color they have this in? Like the same black. Gosh, they love that color. All right, so we're way over. What time is it? 9:17. I gotta go. I've got to go. Let's just change this. And can we make this any wider? If we make this 30 as well, what happened? Okay, it works. We just, okay. And then this same size. All right, and then for this one, no, we're just gonna do a little bit on the height. I'm not gonna go add anything. We're just gonna expand this down a little bit. It's not gonna work like that. Let's just do this then. Actually, no, it's it's this. Yeah. And then this should be below here. Let's get rid of that. And then this should be, let's close it up. This should be below this red one. All right. So that's that. Kind of got a little problematic there for a second, but figured it out somewhat. There should be a container up here though. I don't even know if this container is going to try to fit itself up here. So we could put this text. But if it doesn't work, there's another way of doing this. Let me just try to add this text here first. No duplicate. And try to put it somewhere. It could go. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I know, because this is already its own little thing. I don't know if a container can hold in this on top of here. It doesn't want to put it up there. You know, it wants to go in that. So the only thing I would have to do is add this. And then maybe do like a single one and change the color to this as well. It's a little messy. That I will let you know. It's very messy. This whole thing is very messy, but it works. Sometimes you gotta get messy. Sometimes you gotta get messy. Remember what I said in the beginning about this is that when you're designing, the most important thing is to get the result that you want. It's not how you get to that result that matters. It's getting there. You know, that's all you should care about, is getting the result you want. And see, it's not even going to work. You know why? Because this is in the gray. So the only thing I could probably do is put it in above here. But it's not even allowing me to put it above. It wants to go beside. So that we're gonna have to figure out. This we're gonna have to figure out a bit. Got a little bit of work to do here, because this is not in a gray area. This is not in a black area. It's in the gray area. So we're gonna figure out how to create a nice gray background with all of this. But for now, this is what we have. And this is where I am calling it. Let's publish that so we don't lose the save. Again, thank you very much if you joined. If you see this on the recording, and I would love for you guys to interact and leave comments. You know, bash it if you want, praise it if you want, give suggestions if you want, do something. You know, keep it interactive. Also, definitely check out the link, the information in the description below. There is information there that if you want to try this out for a month, for a free month, I will provide the theme along with free hosting for you to give it a shot to see how much you like to interact with this theme. And if you really want me to help you out, just hit me up. Again, thank you very much. Michael Bojo, appreciate your time as well. You take care of yourself. Stay safe. TGIF when it comes. All right, take care. Bye-bye.